Hey guys, what's going on? It's Sensei Harrison, back with another video today. I wanted to go over some things that we can be doing at home to practice, to elevate our game, to get better. I know a lot of times as beginner students of any martial arts, instructors always tell you to practice at home. But then you get at home and you're like, what should I be practicing? Okay, so we're going to go over a couple of things that are going to be essential for everyone to be practicing, whether you're a white belt just beginning or whether you're a black belt that's been doing this for many years, okay? Now, one of the most essential things that we're going to need in our game, whether we're focused on forms, whether we're focused on sparring, whether we're focused on self-defense, is going to be balance. Balance is essential for really all sports, but also especially in martial arts, okay? So one of the drills that I like to do is very basic. It's going to be just standing on one foot, okay? So we're going to have one foot on the ground, lift the knee, and just balance, okay? Now you want to grip the ground with your toes, okay? So I like to start with my big toe, grip the ground, then move it down to my pinky toe, okay? I don't want to just have a flat foot. I want to make sure that my foot is strong and my plant is very strong, okay? So I will hold this for, a minute, as long as I can. Work your way up. If it's only 10 seconds, you need a chair beside you to hold on. That's totally fine. And then, of course, you're going to switch the leg. Hold that balance. And that's going to help you become a rock star with your balance, okay? Now, how is this going to translate whenever we are actually doing our martial arts? Of course. So I want to get into the round kick position. We're going to pivot the foot, lift the knee, and hold. Try to keep hands up. We know that we want proper defense even when we're attacking. Pro tip, it helps if you just stare at one object. Right now I'm looking at a light switch that's over there. Of course, you work one side, gotta work the other side. Now, as you become more advanced, you can start actually extending the leg and really working on the kick. If we're really new and we can't lift it that high, or even if you've been doing this for a long time and you can't lift your leg that high, it's okay to start smaller, start lower, be easier. If that's still very challenging, go ahead, hold on to something as you practice, okay? And then you can slowly lift the hand up, either just hold the chamber or extend the knee. If you need to grab, you got that there. Okay, so that's how I would be practicing my balance at home. Now, let's move on into shadow sparring. Shadow sparring is one of the most effective ways that you can train at home. It's going to help you go over new ideas. It's going to help you familiarize yourself with the techniques that you've been practicing in class, as well as creating new combos, new concepts, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get into the guard stance. Now, the stance is super essential whenever we're shadow sparring. We want to make sure that we're keeping our back heel off the ground, okay? Now, a lot of people get into shadow sparring and just go ahead and start punching right away. That's a great thing to do, but I think that there's other things that we need to focus on other than just the punches and kicks. You have to be able to put yourself in a position to do the punches and kicks, as well as avoiding getting punched and kicked yourself. So when I first start shadow sparring, I'll spend the first few minutes just working on my stance, keeping my hands up, and my movement, okay? So I'm in the stance, keep your hands up, and just moving all around, okay? Staying light on the feet. We don't want to plod around like this. We want to stay light on the feet, hands up. Maybe work a few minutes, maybe 1 minute, maybe 30 seconds. It's not super important that you're doing this forever. It's important that you're consistent with your practice at home and that you're constantly doing it. Moving around, switching the feet, working both stances, keeping the hands up, trying out different guards. We got our long guard, got our medium guard, our tight guard, and just moving around. Okay, now let's take this to level 2. Again, defense is super important. If we don't have good defense, you won't be able to use your offense. So the next level I would go up to would be to incorporate some blocks. Okay, so I'm going to get into my stance again, working my catch, working my cover block, working my shield, my check. Here, other side. Parries. Still having good movement, still being light on the feet. Okay? Now, the next thing that we really need to focus on, I see this with students all the time, is keeping the chin down and having good head movement, okay? I know head movement can be one of the harder things to work on. A concept that I like to use is drawing the lowercase alphabet with my head. So I'll get into the stance and I'll create a lowercase a, lowercase b, lowercase c, lowercase d, e, f, g, h, I, j, k, l, m, add in the footwork, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Now you know your ABCs. We're gonna go ahead, start incorporating some attacks, some punches, some kicks, shadow spar, add the head movement, add the defense, everything now, okay? Hands up. The feints, and you can really get into it. All right, and just some shadow sparring tips. It's very important that we're getting our mind activated as well. You want to use your imagination. You don't want to just throw punches and kicks with no rhyme or reason. Visualize an opponent, visualize a scenario, visualize a situation. Maybe sometimes you're shadow sparring against someone your height, then you're shadow sparring against someone a little shorter than you, and you're shadow sparring against someone taller than you. Think about what concepts, what techniques you should be using depending on the opponent. Make sure that when you block something, you know what you're blocking, okay? If I'm using this catch, I'm blocking their jab. If I'm using this cover, maybe I'm blocking their cross or their hook. If I'm rolling under something, maybe I'm rolling under their hook. These are things that we should be visualizing so that when you see it in reality, it won't be unfamiliar to you because you've gone over this a million times in your head before, all right? And we won't panic as much. When you're teeping somebody, make sure you're trying to keep them away from you. When you're throwing that round kick to the leg, make sure that you visualize that you're in proper distance to do so. If we're just out punching, kicking with no rhyme or reason, that's going to translate whenever we're sparring. It's kind of like you're playing a video game and you're just button mashing the buttons and hoping that you win. Of course, it may work against a lower level player, but as soon as you go up against somebody that knows how to play the game, that's been putting practice in the game, the outcome might not be so good. So we want to make sure, again, please use your imagination, visualize exactly what it is that you're doing when you're shadow sparring, okay? All right, so you've been working on your balance, you've been working on your shadow sparring, we're feeling warmed up, we're loosened up. Let's go ahead and talk about some stretches, okay? My favorite set of stretches to do this every day. It's going to be the morning salutations, okay? Reach up high for the sky. Focus on your breathing, deep breaths from the core, okay? When we breathe, we don't want our shoulders to rise up like this. We want our stomach to extend whenever we breathe. We go to downward dog from here. Our goal is to keep the palms and the heels on the ground. Work on your plank. Of course, it's a good opportunity to bust out some push-ups. From here, I like to go to my cobra. Into the cat pose. Into the frog pose, okay? After we go over those stretches and you feel nice and loose, let's go ahead and start working our splits. I like to start with feet and hands. Translate it to feet and elbow. If you can get that low, this will be level 2. A lot of these kids can get lower than me. They're very talented. Turn the other way, work your front split, hit the other side. Okay, you feel you're done with your workout? Go ahead, sit back, hands behind you, toes pointed up to the ceiling, flexing your muscles inside here. And then just watch TV, read a book, hang out here for a little bit. I promise you're gonna feel yourself loosen up, be able to throw kicks a lot better, be a lot more mobile. All right, guys, so those are some things that you should be doing at home if you aren't already. I hope this helped. You find some direction. This is going to separate the person that wins first place at the tournament versus the person that maybe has to try again next year. This is going to really help elevate your game if you're practicing at home. Of course, if you have a weapons routine that you're working on, want to get better at that, go ahead and go for that as well. These are just some things that I think are really going to help, especially when it comes to the kickboxing and the self-defense side of the martial arts. I'll make another video for more sport karate oriented drills at home. I hope this has helped. I hope you guys have fun practicing. Have a good one. I'll see you guys later.